there's no other place to start than your Facebook message, right? I mean, that's where we have to start, right?
So no comment, not talking about that stuff, bro.
I mean, you can't. The week of the fight, you say, "Hey, man, this might be my last one." People are starting to love you and get to know you, and now they hear you maybe walking away.
Do you honestly believe that you actually want to hear the answer? Or you want to hear it for the public, or do you actually want to hear it because you're a fan?
Both, actually, man. Both.
And the problem is that I feel like people actually don't know who I am. So I don't know. It's just I'm thinking about it. It's in the back, but I don't know. I'm just going to take it one day at a time. That's all I can say. Just take it one day at a time, bud. You know, it's like no one understands what the life of a fighter is. You know, it's a very hard life. And I've been 155 for the last 14 years of my life. You know, so it's just rough. You know, sometimes. But hey, I talk to my coaches and we're thinking about what's in the future. I'm just living life, bro. We don't know what's gonna happen. You never know.
So I mean, is that just coming from a place of, you know, weight cutting sucks? You get not nerves, but that anticipation before a fight. I mean, is this just like that kind of emotion, or is this something you've been considering?
I always consider every fight because it's just the life. But at the end of the day, I'm not telling what I'm gonna do. It's not telling. I don't even want to answer it really, but it's like because I'm still in. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I tell my coach every fight, quit after this fight. Tell him, he's like, no, you're not done. And it's just like, where do you get your motivation, you know? Where do you find the drive, you know? And sometimes it comes and sometimes it doesn't. So at the end of the day, it's more so learning and where am I stopped, when is this not fun anymore? You know, when is it becoming more work than it is what I love to do, you know? So that's really where it boils down to.
Where do you find yourself at in that balance right now, man? Is it still fun or is it work?
Man, my life this year has been so chaotic, you know. I haven't had time to breathe, you know. And I was just explaining it to a couple of different people, you know. It's just tiring to be so misunderstood. And I think that's the biggest point for me, is being misunderstood. You know, people think that I'm just this cocky, arrogant ass person who just don't, you know, give a F about nothing, and they just think I can just take everything. My brother was just killed, and people on social media can come and tell me some things about my dead brother, you know what I mean? And just like, some people have no heart. They have no heart, they have no care for a human being, and that's what I stand for. This business is tough. This business, you have to have thick skin, you have to have, but sometimes it's so hard that you say the wrong thing. Let me say your mother died, and let me talk about your mother. You're gonna flip. Because that is a sore spot for you. And it's just like, those are the things that I'm dealing with, you know. It's just the society and the way things run, you know. But it is what it is.
It's kind of tough because this is this should be like the highest point of your career, right? I mean, you're gaining notoriety. I'm sure your paychecks are increasing. Things should be going good, and it seems like as it's getting better, it's not getting better for you.
I don't know. Maybe God's choosing a different path. You know, it wants me to go through these different experiences. Maybe it's making me stronger. You know, it's something I have to deal with. But it's just been rough. You know, I got one brother killed, and then I got another brother shot. You know, I get death threats. I get racist people. I get Donald's baloney's freaking trash that he brought. And I didn't bring anything to Donald. I didn't do anything to that guy. I show respect to every man that comes around me. I don't have even my opponents. Shake his hand, show him respect, because at the end of the day, we're going to have to fight each other, and I respect you as a man, just as a man. And then this guy comes in arrogant, on his high horse, thinks he's all badass, and now we got this whole turmoil, and people think that I'm doing this for attention. People are doing this. I'll quit this job right now. It does not mean that much. I'll go and find another job doing something else, you know. That's what I've been doing all my life, so it doesn't change, you know. I'll find different ways of making money. That's what I do. I'm a hustler. So it is what it is, man. I just like, sometimes I'm blown away at how people are perceiving things, you know? And they're gonna make their minds up before they even get to read the story, you know? Some people call me thug, but listen to my voice. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to my heart. I'm speaking from here. I'm not speaking to be cool and, oh, I'm gonna do this and I wanna get attention. It's not about that, you know? I'm one of the realest people that's gonna come on this earth, bro. I'm not about all that other hype and stuff. That's people that need that stuff. Some of these guys do this job because I can get cool, I can get fame, I can get attention, you know? Me, I've been doing this because I was born to this. This is my second job. Fighting chose me. I didn't choose fighting. I was doing a 6-day 6-day-a-week job, working in a warehouse, 12-hour shifts, and on the 7th day I would go to Mexico and fight somebody with no experience. My first 10 fights, I had no experience, no wrestling. I mean, I had wrestling, I had no boxing, I had no jits, no nothing. I'm fighting these guys on a week notice, 3 days notice, 24 hours notice. I fought Dan Lozano on 24 hours notice. They called me in my job. I was like, hey, will you fight tomorrow? You have 30 minutes to make weight. I jumped on the scale, on a treadmill and ran. Got the weight off. Fought him on 24 hours notice, you know, so these guys don't understand. This is not something I'm doing for the glitz and the glam. I'm doing this because I can change my community. I can show somebody something different. I can show them, hey, you don't have to be a gangster. Hey, you don't have to be like your big cousin because that's all you've seen and you think that's what's cool. You can be like me. Have some real heart. I show, man, it don't be cool it ain't cool to shoot somebody. It ain't cool to act like you're all badass. What's cool is to be able to stand in the fires that most men can't. To do the things that most men can't do. That's what a man is. To provide for your family. So this is why I do my job, is to provide. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the point where I feel like it's jeopardizing my sanity and who I am, because now I get angry, and you see this angry side of me because people said something about my brother. These different reporters and whatnot want to come out and do an article about my big brother and say he was a gang member and this is a violent thing. My brother's never been from a gang. So the fact that you guys are slandering him, I'm going to jump on there, I'm going to make you feel it, you know? But now you see this angry side of me and they go, Bobby Green's an asshole. But at the end of the day, really, you did the wrong thing. I respect anybody until you cross me. Cross me and it's on, you know? So that's the way I work. And everybody's just seeing the repercussions of how I'm going at Donald Cerrone. But I'm like, he started it. I'm just finishing it. That's it. I'm just finishing it. I don't come in here with this chip on my shoulder and I want to just mess with every fighter. I have respect for every man in the room until you disrespect me.
So with all this that's going on, I mean, a Bobby Green fan is going to say, how's this guy going to fight on Saturday night? How is he going to focus? So with everything that you're feeling and all this emotion.
Man, my brother's been killed, bro. You gonna tell me anything's worse than that? You gonna tell me that I can't be more focused than that? That's the worst. So what else can you do to me? This fight's nothing. I got more sweat outside the cage. You know, my coaches always tell me, your fight's not in the cage. I make that stuff look easy. I could take Josh on 12-day notice, wasn't even thinking about no Josh. And I get called and you got 10 minutes to make up your mind if you're gonna take this fight. Yes, sir, I'll take the fight. Boom, here's the fight. Go get ready for this fight. I made it look easy. Cause why? This life is just my life is too chaotic with the other stuff I deal with. So this stuff is easy to me, bro. It's just more so I can't stand when people don't understand me. You know, they don't understand that I'm here to promote positivity. I'm here to show realness. You know, I'm here to bring some different flavor to this sport. And they go, this guy, who's this guy? Who does he think he is? Who's this guy? And they just get offended, you know? And I'm just like, it's just little old me. I'm not trying to make no waves here. Have the show. The show's about Frankie. The show's about Cub. I'm just little old me. I'm just kind of cruising by. I'm just a small little guy, you know? Why y'all even worried about me? That's why I'm like, why you even want to know about me if I'm going to retire or not? It's like, it's not important because you guys really didn't care. Now all of a sudden everybody wants to care now. No, you really don't care. So at the end of it, it's like, why should I even speak about it? That's all I'm saying is that nobody truly cared until I'm mentioning this stuff. But before that, they're talking trash and talking about my brother's death and all this other stuff. But now that I'm thinking about leaving, oh, well now we each better get his last. Let's at least get a story from him. Let's get to hear from him now. Anything else?
Yeah, it feels like I feel like you're angry at us. You're angry at the media, angry at us.
Well, because because you guys have the opportunity to portray it how you portray it. Right now, we having this conversation. At the end of it, you can say Bobby Green opens his heart, or you can say Bobby Green talks shh. You know what I mean? And then now the public already reads the headline, and they already got their mind made up about this guy before they even read the article or even goes and listen to it. They're just gonna. Maybe they do read the article, but it's still your words, how you put the story together. So at the end of the day, you can say, oh, he was just ranting, he was just angry, and this and this, and they go, oh, he was angry, he was ranting? Oh, he's an asshole, you know? So at the end of the day, you painted that picture. That's your responsibility and that's your power. I just got to deal with it, you know? But at the end of the day, that's what I have to deal with. So I have to go back and check a report or two, like, hey, why'd you say that? Like I did the Arrow Hawaii. And I'm like, I talk about Donald Cerrone groping women, what he said to me, I said, key thing, I said, he said some racist shit. Does not mean that because I said you said some dumb shit, doesn't mean you're dumb totally. I just said, today you said some dumb shit. Today you were dumb. I don't know why you did that, but that was dumb. That does not mean that I'm calling you a racist. But that's what, Bobby Green, racist accusations. Oh, they go, oh, he's pulling the race card. He needs attention. He's doing this, you know? And it's like, what the? Are you serious? But I was just talking about how this man was groping other men's wives. That's what really offended me. These little guys who keyboard, who follow us and nerds and stuff, they don't have fighters, they're just fans. And how could you do that to another man? He's gonna go home driving with his wife. It was like, man, you just let Donald Cerrone grab your butt and all that stuff. What'd you do when I'm not around? Because you just did it in front of me. You're breaking relationships up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was more so offended about, because Donald felt like he could do that. I'm like, if that was me, it would have been fighting right there if you would have grabbed my wife like that. So that's my whole thing. And that's what I was just bringing out. These guys are not who you think you are, who they are. Don't be fooled. They are not who you think they are. They think they're someone else because you hear every day, oh, you're the best. Oh, you're going to be the next champ. I get that all the time, but I don't pay that attention. I'm me. At the end of the day, I'm me. I've got to be me. These guys start hearing it so much, they start walking around their chest. Oh, they're just like, man, I am the best. Yeah, I am going to be the next champ. But then all of a sudden somebody comes through and smacks you. Now what? Donovan lost a couple times. He's got lost to Dos Anjos, he got lost here, Nate, but at that point in time, he was feeling like he was a shit. Then somebody come out there and wreck your whole plan. So be humble, be yourself. At the end of the day, I'll lose. I'm still gonna be me. I'm still king. You know what I'm saying? So it's all you're gonna try to tell me who I am. I'm not a loser. I'm proving that with my record, you know? So at the end of the day, you can't break this. You can't break this. This is me.
What should people know? If the slate was wiped clean, man, you hadn't done an interview, nobody had ever seen you fight, nobody knew anything about you, what is it that people do need to know about you?
I'm real, 100%, 100, like a $100 bill, real. You know, what I say is the truth. I didn't sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? It's no sugarcoating to me. I don't need no attention. I don't need to sway things in my way or sway it in that way. If I messed up, I messed up, and I'm man enough to do that. Because at the end of the day, I got to answer to God, you know, for all the actions I do. I have to answer that man. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm right with him with what I do to you. Yesterday, I was like, man, I woke up, I was angry. Like, I felt like I was just jumping through hoops, and the UFC got me doing this and this, and I was just kind of like being an asshole. And I had to go back in there and apologize to each man in that room. I'm so sorry I was this way. I'm just feeling this way right now. I just got down on myself, but I am so sorry. I apologize to each man in there. And they're like, oh, man, well, he had him as an asshole, but he's a real dude. He admitted his wrongs. I was wrong there. And I can admit that, you know, I'm not my man.
You talked about the life of a fighter that people don't understand. What is it that people
The life of a fighter, yes. For instance, I was talking with Frank Trigg. He said, I fought 2 times. This is 2 times for me this year. And that's a slow pace where I fought 9 times in a year. So he's like, this is slow. But I'm like, you don't understand. I spend these 2-month camps away from my family. I have kids. I have a little 9-month-year-old, you know, that I'm missing when she's walking. I'm missing when she's crawling. I just left and I came back and now she's crawling. I'm like, I come back and now she's walking. I'm like, I'm missing out, you know, on these different things that mean something to a father, you know. My son, I get a phone call from his teacher and she's like, hey, he's been a little bad in class. And I want to get down there and whoop his butt, you know. But I'm all the way in Stockton with the DS's training. I'm sorry, I can't come down there. I'm sorry. I wish I could have a teacher-parent conference, but I'm out of town. So then I'm not going to see my son for the next 3-4 weeks. I don't see my family at all. I shut everything down. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm nothing but about the win. That's it, you know? And then my family can't get it. So to my family, I look like an asshole when I tell you, you can't call me. You can't text me. Just leave me alone. Well, we need you. The light bill went off. We need food in the house. And you are the guy that we have to all call on. You know what I mean? And I have to be selfish for a second and say, hey, you can't. So they think my own family look at me like, you think you're rich and you think you got this money and this fame and you're being and all this high and mighty. But I was like, no, I'm trying to win to keep this stuff coming in. If I don't win, this stuff don't come in. You know what I'm saying? So I wear a whole city on my shoulders, you know? I'm feeding a whole community. I just did a whole walk for violence. So back to my point. Frank Trigg said I only fought twice. Now, in that time, November, I fought James Krause. And then in December, I fought Pat Healy. Then from there, I was scheduled to fight Abel Trujillo like January or so. So that's 3 months, 3 fights right there. I started having some stomach problems. I started shitting blood. I think I took too much ibuprofen, and from the camp to camp to camp, it just like started messing my stomach up. And I had too much spicy. I love spicy food, so I think it just messed my stomach up, stomach lining and stuff, and I was just shitting blood. So pull out of the fight. I'm just like, I got to figure out what's wrong with my health. You know, take some time away, come back. I'm supposed to fight Jim Miller. I'm getting ready for this 2-month camp. Haven't seen my family. Been away from the last 3 months. Remember, we were talking about 3 fights in 3 months. Been away, doing these things. And then all of a sudden, I'm in another 2-month camp, so they can't see me now. Then I jump to the point where I'm just about to get ready to fight Jim Miller, and 7 days before that, I fracture myself. So now I got a fracture, I'm walking around the cast, and no money's coming in. See what I'm saying? So then I jump back again. Now I fight Josh. I'm back in the thing. Another fight. They keep coming. So it's not that I'm not active enough. I'm trying to be active enough, but some things happen that keep me out of it. You know what I'm saying? So don't think I'm not. Every time I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. It's the life of a fighter. So all these times I'm telling you, there's 2 months camps going into most of these fights. I jumped from the Krause fight straight to the Healy fight. There was no time for me to see my family. I got like 2 family days. So that's what I'm saying is the life of a fighter, and everybody doesn't understand it. Like, we haven't seen you. You don't hang out with your friends. But what friends? I don't have time for friends, you know? I don't have no time for any of that. I'm so focused on my work, you know? I grind. This is all I'm doing because I'm not making the money that the headliners are making, you know? I gotta work there to get there. So at that point, I'm still hustling. I gotta prove myself, you know? So that's what I'm doing, and this is the grind.
Do you love it or hate it?
Good question.
Got a mixed relationship with it.
Yeah, it's a love-hate thing. It's a love-hate thing, you know? Because I don't love fighting. It's not cool to hurt another man. You know, I got to go in there and take the money out of your pocket. I'm going to take this from you, you know? Half of your money, because whatever you get at the show, you ain't getting that win. I'm taking it from you. You got to go home a loser, you know what I mean? And not only that, the repercussions, you know? Give you a concussion, I give you broken arm or something, you know, you got to go back with those doctor bills and all this different stuff. So I don't like the aspect of that. I don't like the society we have. We're in a tough world. We're talking about fighters. We're not talking about golf. We're not talking about baseball. We're talking about fighters. You know what I'm saying? Fighters. So everybody thinks they're a fighter. And then my buddy here trains. He trains with me. He thinks he's tough. He goes and taps guys at our gym. He does his thing. So somebody's talking about me. He jumps in. He starts talking trash. And he wants to fight that guy. You know, it's just the way it is. It's just very aggressive. We're talking about fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different aspect. Everybody feels like they're a warrior because they're somewhere around fighters. They're somewhere into the business, in the industry, you know? So even if I hit weights and I walk and I run with the fighters, I'm tough, you know? So it's just a tough aspect for life in this fighting.
We'll do one more, guys. One more question.
You went up north and did that Stockton run. Went up to hang out with the Diaz brothers. We touched about it a little bit last week. Change your outlook, change
my whole life, bro. Yeah, changed the way I looked at training. You know, I was doing my training, and I want to say it's just more so they do different training. These guys are like spontaneous. Everything we got is scheduled. Oh, practice at this time, 10 a.m., and then we got practice at 6. Then we're gonna do this. You know, they're just like, oh, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Like, oh, let's go run right now. Right now. You have to carry your bag with you everywhere you go. I got my running shoes, I got my boxing gloves, I got my blah, 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 all in this bag because I don't know what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, oh, we'll just go for a light run. Light run turned to 6 miles. I'm like, I never knew I could run 6 miles straight, you know? So it's just like, it was great to just see myself be bigger than I am. I didn't know I had these I always thought I had limits, and now I'm going beyond my limits. So that was the thing that was changing for me. Diet-wise and nutrition, these guys are like, they're like on another level. I love me a burger. I love me some pizza, and I'm a terrible eater when it comes off to off camp. These guys are 24/7. They won't touch. They're vegans 100%, you know, like 7 days a week. And I'm like, what the? I gotta get used to this whole vegan life, and it's just like changed everything, you know? So they changed my life in terms of seeing it, you know? These are the guys I looked up to into fighting, and now I'm getting to live with them and see every day. Wow. So it was just a great experience for one of my dreams to come true.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Cool.